This is part one of the CISS installation videos. There will be two parts. The first part is priming the kit, and the second part will be the installation. So let's start with priming the kit. This is what the kit should look like when you receive it. You'll start by removing the 4 plugs. While removing them, as you can see, I have a piece of cardboard here. You'll be dealing with ink, so you might want to wrap your table or do something so that in case you have a spill, it won't be that bad. And also a paper towel would be good to have. Okay, so we'll start by filling out these tanks, and this is sublimation ink. You might be using pigment ink. It depends what you got in your set. And just go ahead and fill up tanks with the corresponding color. At least do half the tank. I'll do about 3/4 of the tank, just so that we can go through this a little quicker. As you do this, you might start seeing some of the ink travel through the lines. That's perfectly fine. And I don't know if you can see this, but the BK at the bottom is for black. You can see the colors on the stickers to match the colors of the ink. Make sure you pour it in the right place. You see we had some spillage already. Good thing we have the paper towel. All right. Now that everything is clean, we'll move on to the next step. And that's priming the actual cartridge. So you'll notice these rubber stoppers here. You'll need to take these out. In order to take that one out, you'll have to take off the battery plug. Just hold down here and give it a good tug. You don't want to break this. This does move. You don't want to break that. Just hold it and pull it. You can put that aside for now. I like to use the needle that comes with the kit to help remove these stoppers. This is not a hole. It does not go all the way through. This actually does plug the tank, the little ink cartridges. You can use I've seen people use a thumbtack. You can use a thumbtack as well. Something sharp just to give you, just to be able to stick it in a little bit on the side and pull out the plugs. Just make sure you don't put the needle all the way through. You do want to make a seal there. You can see some of the inks are already coming through. So you get your syringe without the needle, and you're going to put it into the cartridge with the plunger down, and just start pulling out slowly. As you can see, the ink is starting to travel. And you want to be able to see the ink start filling the tank. That's the important part. You want to start seeing the ink in this part of the cartridge. You want to pull out slowly, because if you pull out quickly, the ink will not fill the tank up to the desired amount. All right, we're good. Once you're done, go ahead and plug it back up and move on to the next one. Oh, make sure your plunger's all the way down. If you happen to pull too much ink out and you get some ink in your syringe, just go ahead and rinse it before you use it again, just so you don't mix any of the ink colors. On the yellow, since we can't see the side of it, it's a little bit harder to see. But we know once we're at about 6 mLs, it should be enough. And you can see that there's yellow here in the inside the cartridge. And I did get some in. And clean that off. For the purpose of the video, to not have to rinse it, I'll use another syringe. But you'll want to just rinse that out and keep going. Plug that up. Now for this one, for the next two, you'll want to move this back just slightly. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, this can break, so you want to be very careful with it. And you're not going to be able to stick this in all the way, but if you've got an airtight seal, if you've got it in a little bit, it will do the job. As you can see, the red is moving. I barely have it in. All right, I'm about 6. I see I have some red ink in there. I can see the red ink in the bottom, so that one's good. The last one's the blue. Same thing. I can't really stick that in. I'll move it back a little bit and I'll start pulling out. And I see the blue traveling. I see some blue ink in there. And there it is. I see the blue ink there at the bottom. Don't forget to plug these up. If you don't plug them up, they will not work right. And that's it. The system is primed. You can go ahead and put these stoppers in. These big holes are where you saw me fill earlier to fill the ink tanks. And the small are the air stoppers. When not in use, you want to just close those up. Otherwise, you'll want to put the air filters in. And since we'll be installing this in the next video into the actual printer, I'll go ahead and just put the air filters in for right now. If you can see, the air filter has a wider and a narrower piece. The wider piece goes inside, and you just go in like that, and the narrow piece goes up. All right, that concludes the tank priming video, and part 2 will be the actual installation.